Today we're going to do a very unique channeling. The past month or so, I've been receiving new Earth codes. And so I've also received some information that I personally am entering through the new Earth portal. And I'm noticing other people around me who are going through similar uprootings in their life, and it feels very much like they're also going through the new Earth portal. So I just want more information about what this means. And is everyone going through the new Earth portal? Is it just some people? Are there certain signs and symptoms that people who are going through it are having? Just want to get as much information from Prime Creator as we can. So thank you for joining me in this video, and let's see what Prime Creator has to say. Dear ones, this is a very exciting time for planet Earth and for the beings that coexist with her, because there is a portal that is opening. And I use the word portal in a somewhat loose sense because it is a greater understanding than this, but to assist the human mind in grasping this concept, there is a gateway, an opening, an opportunity to connect with the new Earth, to merge with the new Earth, to emerge with the new Earth. And it is a time of reconfiguration. And so I will share a bit what this looks like for humans and what this looks like for planet Earth. For planet Earth herself, it is an emerging, an ascension, a coming into herself to a greater degree, meaning that the truth and the purity of who she is now more supported in the emerging. And so the false matrices and the control by the nefarious ones is losing power, losing momentum, losing their ability to keep Earth in a lower frequency. Planet Earth is raising in frequency. She is increasing her vibration. And so anything that is of lower vibration will begin to deconstruct, fall away, dissolve. Sometimes this will come with chaos. Sometimes this will be a simple dissolving and falling away of the old. All that is of a higher frequency, a vibrational match to the purity of what you would call New Earth. This is what you will find in your new reality. This is a process that is taking some time, but the portal is now open. There is no stopping this process. There is no slowing it down. There is only the illusion that is projected out to humans from the nefarious ones that this is not happening, an attempt to harvest more energy from human fear. But this is a process that is well on its way. And so the effect on planet Earth is restoration at a very deep level. restoration of nature, air, water, restoration of the balance of all things. For humans, it is somewhat of a similar process as I have described for Earth, because each human has the choice if they want to emerge in their fullness, in their highest purity. Because humanity has ego, it is slightly different for humans than for Earth, because the mind of humans can get in the way of surrendering and allowing this process to occur. But when the human makes a choice that they want to be in the new Earth reality, that they want to emerge with the new Earth and merge with her, then a rearranging can occur. When I say rearranging, I am speaking of your personal life. Anything that is not in alignment or vibrational resonance with your new Earth self, or the highest, purest version of yourself, will be stripped away, dissolved, left behind, etc. And this process can be full of grace and miracles and magic, or it can be quite difficult depending on your choice. And so if you are wondering if you are going through the portal, you can understand that if you are being called to release certain things from your life, or not associate with certain people in certain ways anymore, if you are feeling like everything is new, or you are feeling like your old life no longer resonates, if you are feeling like you are in the void, perhaps you might feel a little lost or directionless, you're not quite sure what you want. All of these are signs and symptoms that you have entered the portal. Now, all humans that are on the planet at this time are entering the portal to the new Earth. Some of them are doing it with great consciousness. Some are not aware that they are doing it. It is a soul level choice for all who are moving forward. And for those who choose at the human level and choose to surrender and allow, it will be quite a magical and graceful process. And those who are choosing at this conscious level, it is important that they continue to choose to allow and surrender. Most of you have habits and patterns of choosing struggle, choosing suffering. These habits are hardwired into your brains and nervous systems because of many lifetimes of persecution, of struggle, suffering, etc. Many of you have worked diligently for decades to heal these wounds, to heal these habits and patterns. And what I am saying to you, dear ones, is that as you enter the portal to the new earth, there is a grace that is given. There are frequencies that support your brains and nervous systems to create new habits and new patterns quite quickly and quite easily. This is a disciplined choice. You will need to choose it over and over each day, but it is something that you will notice is much more possible for you now than in other experiences or times when you have tried to do this before. And so if you have been in healing mode for decades, as an example, you can now choose to, it is not that you will not continue to heal, but you can choose to live life in a way where you do not need to constantly go into healing processes. There is a sort of reset button energy that you are entering as you enter the New Earth portal. We have spoken before of the possibilities of spontaneous healing in the body, the mind, the spirit. This is even more possible now. And so if there is something that you wish to heal in your body, as an example, choose it and claim that healing. For many of you, it will be that simple. For some of you, there are still mastery opportunities to gain from body issues. And so you will need to address those first. And for others of you, it can be that easy and that simple to simply claim the healing. And then rewire your brain and nervous system to the healed version of yourself. Let us talk about the new spelling for Earth. You will see the A in front of the word Earth, and this indicates that you are entering a more etheric reality that is more obviously multidimensional in nature. So, to explain, what you have been experiencing for the most part on planet Earth is the third dimension. Yes, some of you have connected to the fourth dimension, the fifth dimensions, and beyond. But for the most part, what you have seen and sensed and felt around you was very much third dimensional reality. The new Earth is more plasmic in nature. You will be harnessing the etheric life forces in order to create and manifest, in order to clean the air, the waters, the soils. You will be doing the alchemy that you always knew was possible by harnessing the plasma through your bodies and then offering it to planet Earth, offering it to nature. Now, to some degree, certain beings in nature will also be doing this. The larger the being, plant or animal, the more plasma they have the potential to harness and share with the earth. So, for example, the trees, the saguaros, the elephants, these larger beings will have great capacity to harness much plasma and to share it with the planet. This is very similar to a free energy device. You, as humans, will become free energy devices in some respect and some understanding. This is very significant, dear ones, because what this means is that you will have the ability to share the energies with planet Earth for healing, for raised vibrations. It will change the atmosphere of planet Earth as you begin to harness more and more plasma. It will change the way you digest your food. It will change the way you create and manifest, as you will eventually have greater ability to pull substance out of ether and turn it into physical substance. Now, many are working on technologies or machines to do this type of thing, but I'm saying to you that you as humans will have this capacity. For most, this will not be immediate. Again, the transit through the portal into the new earth will take time, as you understand time as humans. And the timing depends on your frequency and how quickly you can raise your frequencies and purify yourselves. I will speak a bit more about this purity because I have mentioned this several times now. And as I speak about this, I wish you to understand, dear humans, that there is no judgment from my perspective about this. I am simply laying out what is required to raise in frequency and to be able to do the things that I have offered here so far. So when I speak of purification, I'm speaking of your minds, your thought life, what you choose to think. I am speaking of the habits and the wiring that is in your nervous system and your brains. For example, if you have a tendency towards anxiety and you continue to be in the habit of anxiety, you will need to purify this and choose the habit of peace and the habit of calm, and to wire this into your nervous system and your brain. I am speaking of the purity of your physical bodies. If you feed yourself chemicals through your food, if you take in substances that are impure, substances that alter your psyche, these are things that impact and influence you in a way that strips you of your power and does not give you the true power of your being. And so if you want to raise in frequency to be able to teleport, as an example, you will need to release those influential substances from your life. any substance that you eat or drink that is of lower vibration or frequency. You will need to release these from your life. And again, dear ones, this is a process and a journey. This is not necessarily something that you need to do all in one day. It is okay if this takes months or years for you to purify. You also need to purify your emotional bodies to master the way you use emotion and flow it and express it through your being. For example, if you have no control of your emotions, if you are emotionally reactive, if you harm others through your anger or other emotions, this is not a purified state. You will need to learn how to harness your emotions, transmute them, and use them for your true power. Use them for the light. I will remind you, dear ones, that as humans, you have great power. And as you go through the new earth portal and enter it with more consciousness and deliberate choice, you will multiply your power. You will harness exponential power. Your ability to achieve power and harness power is indeed unlimited. It is only the limitations that you have believed or that you have placed on yourself that have held you back from your power. And of course, when I speak of power, I am speaking of the power of the light, the power of God, the power of Source, the power of your own soul. I am speaking of the highest vibrational forms of power, not the type of power that you use to harm others. Of course, power can be misused, but it also can be used properly. And as humans, you have infinite ability to harness and use power.
Again, what are the signs that someone is going through the new earth portal?
Yes, it is as I have described. If you are feeling lost or disoriented, if you are feeling like you are in the void, if you are feeling like things in your life don't make sense anymore or they simply don't resonate, these are signs that you are moving quite quickly through the portal. And as a note, some will move through it more slowly, some more quickly. There is no judgment either way. It is a soul decision. It is a human decision. It is the agreement of the human and the soul about how fast you will go through this portal and move and emerge with your new earth self. Some will also feel physical symptoms, but this is because there are old frequencies within the body that are not meant to go with you. And so there may be things you will need to heal before you can move forward through the portal. So if symptoms continue in your body or old symptoms resurface, this is nothing to fear. You simply must decide if you wish to heal or if you wish to leave the planet, and either decision is okay, dear ones.
Are our visions and dreams finally realized in the new AEarth?
Dear ones, this depends upon what your dreams and visions are. Some of you have held dreams and visions of third dimensional frequency creations, and these will not be relevant for the new earth. Some of you have held dreams and visions of new earth realities. And so when there is a frequency match of your body and being to your new earth vision and dream, then yes, these will be realized in the new earth expression of your creations.
I'm wondering if some of the symptoms that I and many, many others have been talking about are part of this movement to the new earth. People are extremely itchy skin, and also those seeing plasma, like seeing dots, even in the daytime, not just at night. And also the colors are so brilliant. The grass is brilliant. I'm seeing incredible colors that I've never seen before. And people, I actually feel that I'm seeing extraterrestrials, like at the supermarket. I'm seeing strange people, skinny people that are too skinny, and then they have weird faces, and other people are seeing it. Is this part of moving to the new earth, starting to see this other side? Thank you.
Yes, dear one. Most of what you have described here are new earth experiences, the colors, seeing the plasma, beginning to see the galactic facets of many humans. The new earth experience will be one where you will see your multidimensional nature. As we spoke briefly already, that the new earth will be more multidimensional in nature. And so if you have a particular affinity to a certain galaxy, or you have spent much time on a certain planet, your body may begin to look more like the beings that reside there, because more of your true self will be emerging. And so do not be surprised if the shape of your face changes or your body shape changes. I will highlight the itchy skin, as this is just one example of how your body must detoxify and purify to move forward through the portal, because many human bodies are carrying toxins that they have accumulated, whether it be through food or heavy metals from the air or water. Many bodies have been accumulating toxins. And so there will be a variety of ways in which the human body releases these toxins, and some are coming out through the skin and therefore feeling the itchiness of the skin. This is normal in the sense of the experience of releasing any impurities from the cells within the human body.
In the process of allowing and surrendering, can you explain a little bit deeper how one can truly allow and surrender into these frequencies? Thank you.
Dear ones, it is a choice and a matter of trust. You must choose that you will surrender. You must choose to trust. You must choose to allow what is unfolding. You must choose to rewire yourselves out of fear and anxiety and into peace. For those of you who do not truly know who you are, for those who do not know your capacity, your capability, for those of you who have not yet developed your muscles of knowing yourself and what you are capable of, you will need to go on this journey. You will need to know yourself, because part of the trust is also believing in yourself, trusting yourself. Part of the surrender is knowing what you are made of, so to speak. Those of you who have come through traumatic experiences and are now thriving understand what you are made of. You know that you are capable of moving through the darkest tunnels and coming out and emerging into the light. And so you have a built-in faith in yourself. And you can use that to choose to surrender to this process, to surrender to God, to surrender to the light. You can also call upon the Christed light energies and frequencies, as the new earth is braided or woven with the Christed light frequencies. The new earth is the return of Christ in a way of understanding. Take a deep breath, dear ones, and allow that activation to sink into your cellular memory and to activate the remembering of your own braiding with the Christ frequencies. As Christ returns, so does the new earth. We call it new earth, but she is in fact the restoration of her ancient self in the newest version, in the highest frequency version of herself. This is a restoration. Yes, it is a brand new experience in this universe, but it is also a restoration. And because of your understanding of linear time, this may be difficult to understand, but take my words as you will, dear ones. So surrendering is a choice. Trusting is a choice. It is up to each human to make the choice how they will navigate this experience. If you can imagine, dear ones, that you are being held by a father or by a mother, or perhaps both, that you are being held, loved, nourished, protected. Imagine that no harm can come to you. Imagine that you always land on your feet, no matter what occurs in your life, that you always triumph, you always thrive. Sink into this feeling of absolute knowing that you are loved. Allow yourselves to vibrate to this knowing, and this is what surrender feels like, dear ones. And so you can trust that you are held, protected, nourished, and deeply, deeply loved. And you can relax into this feeling, into this knowing, encoding and activating your cellular memory, your DNA, with the codes of surrender. There was a question about New Earth codes, and so I will speak on this briefly. The New Earth codes are the highest version of yourself, and so they can be expressed through words, sacred geometries, numbers. Whatever way you receive information, the New Earth codes are from the ether, from the plasma. They have been expressed in words through this channel, but other channels have expressed the codes in other ways. But the key is to harness the plasma, as I have expressed earlier, and this can be done through your intention, dear ones. If you do not yet know how to harness plasma, that is okay. Set your intention that this is something you would like to experience and something that you would like to do. And in this process, again, it will require a deep purification. And so if you set your intention to harness plasma and things come to the surface for you to heal, do not be surprised about this, dear ones.
Thank you so much, Prime Creator. How will we know when we've arrived in New Earth, and what kind of markers will there be along the way to know that we're making progress and moving in the right direction? Thank you.
In some ways, there is no arrival because it is a process and a journey, because of the way humans experience linear time. There is always a continual purification, a continual increase in frequency, a continual expansion, a continual ascension. And so in this way, there is no true landing or arrival, because there is always potential for growth. As long as you are in human form, you are templated with that potential for infinite growth. And so I would advise you not to look for an ending point, because that is illusionary. But you can look for markers, and that is simply anywhere in your life that you experience growth, or what you might perceive as a miracle, or a creation or manifestation coming into physical form. Healing in the body, healing of the mind, the spirit, the emotions. These are all markers that you can anticipate. Some will feel more lightness in the body. Some will feel more grounded. And you can feel light and grounded at the same time. Yes, this is possible. Some will feel more clear in the mind and feel like you have more direction, less confusion. You may feel more buzzing in your body. You may see brighter colors or even see the plasma. These are all markers and signs.
Yes, you mentioned in the yearly forecast for 23 that at the end of 23 it will be totally different here. So that opening of the portal, has it something to do with it?
Yes, dear one, this is part of it. And I will say that many of you have been preparing yourselves to step through the portal for quite some time. So some of the things I am describing, you may say to yourself, well, I already am experiencing this. And this is because you have gone through a deep preparation process to be able to step into the portal. But there is a difference now because the portal is truly open and available for all to step into. And that is why there is a distinct difference with your ability to rewire yourself more quickly now than you have been able to in the past, to heal yourself with more speed than you have been able to in the past. It is because you are in the magic, so to speak, of the New Earth portal.
Was there a certain alignment, astronomical alignment, when that portal opened? Because there was that solar eclipse a while ago.
This has less to do with astronomy or astrology and more to do with the frequency of Earth, the frequency of humans, the soul collective choice to move forward into the portal. Yes, there were some alignments that supported all of this, but the choice was made at the soul level of planet Earth herself and the beings on planet Earth.
Will we be in the same place? I mean, I know the dimension is changing, but will we be like here where we are now? Are we moving to another place? Could you kind of explain more about what New Earth will look like and where we'll be and how we get there? Thank you.
I will answer this in different ways. Some will be moving geographic locations because their current location no longer holds resonance for them. On another level, in a way, you are moving through time and space to a higher frequency location, so to speak. This is difficult to explain through this channel, as she does not quite have the words or understanding how to explain. It is a dimensional relocation. You will still have the third dimension, but you will also be activated into your multidimensional selves, as is planet Earth. Many of you have been working with your light bodies and expanding your multidimensional selves. This has been in preparation for the New Earth experience. You will not notice a third dimensional difference in location, but those of you who feel and sense in certain ways, you will notice a multidimensional relocation of sorts. As your multidimensionality will be activated to a much higher degree, some of you will feel like you are no longer on planet Earth. It will feel like a brand new place. And yes, in some ways it is. And in some ways it is simply the higher frequency version of your current 3D planet Earth.
So will it like look the same? It will basically like look the same, or like will it look different? Will all the people be here? Just some of the people? I'm just having trouble trying to picture it. So whatever else you could share, I'd be very grateful. Thank you.
Depending on where you choose to live on the planet, some things will stay the same and some things will look very different. As an example, many people will begin working more closely with the earth, restoring her soils, air, and water. And so there will be more gardens and more lush foliage and more plants, even in urban areas. Urban areas will be more transformed to be more in alignment with higher frequencies. So more plant life will be in urban areas. Will there be more or fewer people? Again, this depends on where you are located on the planet and what you are exposed to. Many souls that have taken human form that live in cities and highly populated areas will choose to leave their bodies, what you would call death, and to stay in a lower density reality. Those who are very in tune with natural living, many of these souls will choose to emerge with the new earth. So it is difficult to answer this question universally, as it will be a different experience for each human depending on what you choose, where you are located, and what those souls around you are choosing. But if you can imagine your ideal version of what the new earth would look like, this can be your reality. So in other words, if you dream of living by the ocean, this is likely part of your new earth self. If you dream of building a cabin in the woods, this is likely part of the new earth version of yourself.
Would we be able to see fairies and other elementals as just a normal part of life in that realm? Thank you.
Yes, dear one, you will see much more the multidimensional nature of things than you are able to see now. This will happen at different points for different people. This is frequency dependent. You will be able to see all of the things that you know are there. The unicorns, the dragons, the so-called mythical creatures, the elementals, spirits, etc.
I have LED lights at night, a blue one and one that changes the color. Internet not good. And couple nights ago, I looked closely at them and almost looked like small particles or what, or like small beams are coming out instead of the plain simple color. The part of the chain.
Yes, dear one, your eyes, for many people, your eyes will also begin to see different spectrums of color, different expressions of light, how light moves through space. You will begin to see more than you have seen before. This applies to the sun, the moon, any light source. Dear ones, I encourage you to take this message into your hearts and to feel for yourselves what resonates, and to look into your own life, what you wish to create, and what no longer resonates and what needs to be left behind. I encourage you not to try to hold on to anything. If it seems like it is leaving your life, let it go. If it is meant to be part of your life, it will come around again. And so do your best to be at ease and to allow. I thank you, dear ones. Wow, 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 wow. That was so beautiful. I'm going to attempt to describe what I saw and felt when Prime Creator was talking about the New Earth portal and how we have this ability to rewire ourselves very quickly. It was like there was sort of this ring of light that as we enter the portal, it's I don't know how to describe it. This light can penetrate us to help us reset very quickly and to choose new things very quickly. I've been experiencing this in my own life. It's really exciting and powerful. But I got this very palpable sense of, as we enter the portal, there's this sort of light, this buzzing that as we go through this, I saw it as a circle. I don't know if that's what it is, but I saw it as a circle. As we go through this circle, we can take, it's so hard to describe. We can take in this light to help us reset ourselves. So that was pretty cool. All right. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I appreciate you being in my community. Much love. See you in the next one.